Yes, welcome along to episode 17 of Upping The Ante in association with Bet365 with David Jennings and Johnny Dineen, counting down to the 2025 Cheltenham Festival. And as you can see, we are in the heart of the Cotswolds. Yes, we're just a couple of miles away from where all the magic is going to happen this week. And Johnny, the show is about to begin. How are you feeling?
Good, yeah, absolutely, yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it. Nora's right, we're nearly there.
Now, we were a bit deflated a few hours ago, Johnny, I have to say. The news came through that Lossie Mouth was swerving the big one. She's not running in the champion hurdle. She's instead running 40 minutes earlier in the mayor's hurdle. We've had a few hours to digest the news.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Actually, look, it's no skin off my teeth, but I think it's
no skin off your teeth,
nose or whatever it is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I think it's a rather feeble attempt myself, to be honest. I don't care what anyone says. She should have been in the champion hurdle. She's good enough to run in the champion hurdle, surely. I mean, she's 2 lengths behind, a couple lengths behind Constitution Hill at Christmas. Like this notion of that we trained her for the champion hurdle, it didn't go. Like that's a load of macaroni, isn't it? Like I think it is anyway. And look, to me, the only reason she should be in the mayor's hurdle is if she wasn't good enough to run in the champion hurdle, and that's not the case. She should be either in the champion hurdle or at home, in my opinion. Yeah. She shouldn't be in the mayor's hurdle. Anyway, look, it was up to the powers that be to stop her from getting into the mayor's hurdle. Anyway, for starters, they should have done that long ago. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
That'll have to be done now, Johnny. Well, we have to come up with some criteria to stop the fourth best hurdler in training not running in the champion hurdle, like.
Yeah, who's the third one?
Well, I'm just saying Constitution Hill, Stateman and Brighter Days ahead are rated higher than them.
I don't care. I don't care what rating it is. Stateman, she definitely...
She's the third, right?
I would have said so, yeah.
Yeah, there's exactly something wrong there when that's happening, isn't there?
Yeah, look, I don't see the logic behind it. Look, even if she was not going great, why didn't they not run her in the entry or something? Look, I just think it's pathetic, to be honest. I really do. I think it's... look... They should have done. It shouldn't have been up to the people involved anyway. The connections. They should have had no option but to run in the champion hurdle. But you see, even like it isn't rocket science. You see, even there with the mayor's hurdle, the mayor's novice hurdle, they got rid of the penalties. Yet they didn't do it for the mayor's chase. Like, tell me the logic behind that. Yeah. There is no logic in the wide earthly world how there's a penalties in the mayor's chase in Cheltenham. Yeah. Like, why didn't they do the two of them at the one time?
Absolutely.
You know, you don't have to be Einstein to do these things. I think anyway. And they should by now. Mayors like elite mayors shouldn't be running in the mayor's hurdle, and it should be a grade 2 as well.
And the one thing people are saying, you know, that she was going towards the champion hurdle, and there's uncertainty now going into the champion hurdle because of her fall. As I said, we're sick of certainty. We're sick of odds-on shots. We're sick of options. Yeah. We're sick of dodging. We want all these horses to clash in what is the biggest race on the first day of Cheltenham, one of the biggest races of the season. We need to protect our biggest assets, and the champion hurdle is one of our biggest assets, and it has been disrespected almost now because of Lossie Mouth.
Yeah, look, I mean, to win a race at all costs. Like, the bottom line to me anyway is if it was me or you owned it, Lossie Mouth, I couldn't understand how a guy that never had a winner before there might say, look, I don't really fancy her in the champion, we'll take the mares, it's there for the taking. I've never had a winner in Cheltenham, I'd like to have one anyway. But these guys like have more money than God, right? They've had winners in mares hurdles, champion hurdles. William Mullins 103 wins. What difference is another one going to make anyway, for starters? Rich Ricky.
Maybe that's why he has 103, Johnny.
It doesn't, it's to me anyway, it's against the sportsmanship of the game anyway, for starters. You're taking these like easy options. Like, I for one anyway, no, and I'm not going to say.
You're building up to this one, Johnny.
I'm not going to hide from the fact. I hope she doesn't win the mayor's hurdle.
Oh.
I hope she doesn't win the mayor's hurdle.
And will she?
I don't know. Maybe she will. Maybe she won't. But I hope she won't anyway.
Okay.
And I do think if she does win the mayor's hurdle, she'll get a nice muted reception down there too.
Okay, we're going to preview the mayor's hurdle later on in the show, but it's about time we get on with the rest of the show. So let's get cracking with Ask Us Anything. And the first question this week comes in from Kevin Tully, and Kevin says there's nothing better than finding a winner on the eve of the Cheltenham Festival, Johnny. So he wants us to pick out a good thing for either Stratford, Taunton or Plumpton on Monday. Okay, so let's start the week on a high note. What have you got for him?
Yeah, look, I looked at when I looked at this question, I went to Stratford. I couldn't find anything.
Okay,
I went to Plumpton. I couldn't find anything. I said, "Geez, I'm in trouble here. How am I going to dig up one?" No, I went to Taunton. I even had a look in there, right? So, but I went to Taunton and I was able to find two.
What did you pluck?
The first 2 races. I like the look of Good For You in the first. It's a kind of a juniors novices hurdle. It's a kind of 4-year-old novice hurdle. Okay. They're not great affairs, but the one thing I do like about him is he ran against older horses in the last year. I think it was Wincanton, and he finished second. the horse to finish third in the race, won the other day in Hereford. It looks reasonable form to me now, and I'd expect him. A horse called Good For You.
Good For You.
David Noonan rides for Jane Williams.
Okay.
And their horses tend to be very green early on and improve. So I'd expect him to get off the mark. He's getting £7 from a horse, the top horse. I'm not sure what the name of it, but it won. It's changed stable anyway since it won a race in Newbury. But look, I think £7 will tax the top one, and I think Good For You is a good chance. And the second race is between.
You're going again?
Yeah, I'm going to the second one.
Oh, you're giving them a double?
Yeah, I will. Well, yeah.
You only paid for one now.
I know. I should look. It might be paid for two losers. Yeah. I like to look at Fassel in the second race. He's got one horse to beat. Looks to have one horse to beat. High Fibre. These are two middling yokes now, the two of them. And even on ratings, I think Fassel is £5 the worst horse.
Okay.
But I have a feeling High Fibre is the bigger chancer of the two.
Yeah. Bigger chancers.
Yeah,
okay.
I think I'll go.
So give us that double. Good For You in the opener.
And Fassel in the second. 210 and 240. Yeah.
210 and 240. A double in the opening two races at Taunton for Johnny. And I'm going to Stratford in the handicap hurdle. I really like Moonchime, who actually traded at 1.16 and run at Ludlow last time. Was well backed as well that day. And look, coming there to definitely win, I thought, and then kind of made a mistake at second last. I said, it'll still win, and it didn't. But it was his first run after Windop. Hadn't ran for a long time. I think it's still well handicapped, and I thought Moonchime could win that handicap hurdle at Stratford. So there you go. Hopefully there's a few winners for you on Monday. And next up is Carl Manning, and Carl wants Johnny to rank the 5 odds-on shots at the Cheltenham Festival. I should say this question was written before Lossiemouth diverted into the mare's hurdle. Okay, so rank these 5 odds-on shots from 5 down to 1, 1 being the biggest certainty of the lot, Johnny. Okay, Kopek the Board, Mageborough, Constitution Hill, John Bon, and Gallop in the Sham. So number 5. So who's the weakest leg of the 5?
I think probably Constitution Hill. Yeah.
You're still...
Yeah, look, I'd much prefer to have Lossiemouth running, but I wouldn't back him in a million years anyway. Look, he okay. I think his task is made a hell of a lot easier now, though, at the same time. I do. I think he's only got one horse to worry about now, and that's Brighter Days Ahead. I would have said, I definitely would have laid him with the other one in.
Okay.
But with her out, you only have one running for you, and you just wouldn't be sure is Brighter Days Ahead as good as she ran in
Leopardstown.
In Leopardstown, yeah.
Okay.
Look, I definitely won't back Constitution Hill, but I'd be maybe not. If I do lay him now, it'll be for very small money at the same time.
But he is number 5 on the list, so he's the weakest of the 5 odds-on shots according to Johnny. Number 4.
I'd go John Bon, I think. Okay. Yeah, I think. Look, again, he's a horse I won't back. He's a horse I can see winning, but I won't be backing him. Number 3 is Kopek the Board. He also falls into that category. I could definitely
hold on for the first time.
Yeah, that's a bit of a negative. And look, he has to handle the preliminaries, all that kind of stuff, not run free in the port. Like, they don't put hoods on for design, do they? Like normally, do you know? So look, he's the class horse in the race, but he has to do things right. I wouldn't back him. Wouldn't have a notion of backing him anyway. Okay. You know what I mean?
So we're left with Gallop in the Shams or Marsburg.
Yeah.
Who's number 2?
2 Gallop in the Champ. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I do think he'll probably win. I do, to be fair. I think there's more opposition to Gallop in the Champ than Mageborough. I think there's no bet in Mageborough. None in the wide earthly world. I think it's an absolute stonewall, it is, you know. And even at 4 to 7. Like, even though Gallop in the Champ is going to be shorter, I still would rather bet Mageborough all day long, yeah.
Will Johnny Dineen back Mageborough?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. Without a doubt. Absolute certainty to back it, yeah. Yeah, I will, even at 4 to 7. And you wouldn't be raving about betting 7 to 4 on Cheltenham, but it's only 5 horse race.
Yeah.
And you'd be hoping there's not a lot can go wrong. And if it doesn't, it can't get beat.
Well, Johnny, the very best of luck.
Right, hopefully.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's Johnny's 5 down to 1. The biggest good thing of the Cheltenham Festival. It's Mageborough in the Arkle. And our final question this week comes in from a big fan of the show. It is Paula Waters. And Paula wants to know, Johnny, what's the best piece of advice you can give to your adoring fans for the biggest week of the year? So you're a hugely successful pro punter. This is the biggest week of the year. It's the Cheltenham Festival. Give them your best piece of advice, please.
Look, I suppose for people that are casual bettors, I'm probably talking to casual punters here. Like, nobody wants to really do it the way. Like, I do a lot of funny stuff. I wouldn't advise anyone to do the stuff I do anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Copy you. Is that
no?
I
wouldn't. I think you kind of have a special mindset for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm used to batterings. Other people couldn't handle the batterings I get at time to time.
You're robust, Johnny.
Well, no,
You're
it's not that, I'm just used to it, and that's it. And I have scars from the battles and all that. But it's not new to me that I guess we get dirty defeats and all that. But my kind of reading of it, just say I'm talking to probably a casual punter that bets maybe 4 days in the year or whatever, right? I would say, if you could, whatever you prepare, like, it's a hobby betting on the horses, and Cheltenham watching is a hobby, and hobbies usually cost money. You know what I mean? So have a figure in your head that a worst case scenario, the 4 days should cost you. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
So I don't want to mention figures, but just say I can't mention a figure, but divide that figure in 4.
Yeah.
So you have enough for each day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's no point being out of the water, plunging about the water
After
a day and a half or something. You can't play the last 2 days. Do you know what I mean? But that's kind of a thing I do, that you'd have so much that you're prepared to lose, that you can afford to lose, and maybe divide
Plan
it
ahead.
4 days. And listen, I've bet all sorts of figures. It don't make a lot of difference. Do you know what I mean? I've bet like £2 on horses when it was. Do you know what I mean? And the sensation's more or less the same, no matter what. One figure betting are much bigger. So it doesn't need to. It's all about being involved, really. And I suppose there's nothing worse maybe than maybe being in the pub or whatever, or with your friends or whatever, and you've no money left. Do you know, and you're gone Tuesday. So I'd say, look, try and ration it over the 4 days. So if you want to watch it for 4 days, if you only want to watch it for 2, just do it for 2. But just let yourself have enough to maybe get through the whole week.
Absolutely. Plan ahead and enjoy the Cheltenham Festival. So now it's time for what's happening this week, and what we're going to do is, because we've the decks in for Tuesday, we're going to preview all 7 races on day 1 on Tuesday in very quick fashion, Johnny. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is a nice kind of shortened version of the 7 races. So let's kick off with the Michael O'Sullivan Supreme Novices Hurdle. I suppose you gave a little teaser there that you might not be back in Kopek de Board, but Kopek de Board is going to be a hot favourite. If Kopek de Board doesn't win, what's going to win?
I don't know. I think it's a really deep race, and I heard people saying it's not a great race at all. I think it's a hot race, to be honest. I think even if you took him out, it's a pretty decent, smart contest. I could see like the likes of William Money that definitely has a chance. Salvatore Mundi may have a chance. You know,
Romeo
Coolio, work ahead. Iranzi's coming to the market all of a sudden. So look, I don't know. Look, the favourite, it's his to lose probably, but he has the hood and he has to behave himself. And at even money, like, Jesus, there's a lot of even money chances running. I don't think you need to be back in one with a first-time hood in Cheltenham in a kind of a cauldron where every single horse is going to be trying to do their best to beat him. So I'd leave him win. I don't think I'd want to lay him either, though. You know what I mean?
But if you had to make a decision to either back him or lay him, which one would you pick?
I think I'd lay him.
You'd lay him.
I'd lay him.
Okay.
But I don't tell you the way I look at it. I don't want to be back in Majesbury to get my money back.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Okay, there you go. So Johnny is slightly, ever so slightly against Kopek de Board. I'm like you. I have no real strong opinion on what's going to beat him. He probably will win, but you know he's not a betting proposition. Moving on to the My Pension Expert Arkle Trophy, and this is obviously, Johnny, you've given the goods away here early on in the show. This is going to make your week.
Well, this is going to be a disastrous kick-off anyway. Do you know what I mean? If it does happen to lose,
You're putting like 3 men up front in the first 5 minutes.
I am, and no goalie. No goalie.
No goalie is up for the corner in the first half.
First 2 minutes, yeah. Look, no, I don't think there's no goalie required here, is right. Or maybe take off a few central defenders as well. Look, I just think he'll win. I know he's 4-7, and that's not everyone's cup of tea, and people will be looking for value or whatever, or value to beat him. I don't know. I don't think I can get value myself. I think the value is simple. I actually think he's a good price.
Right. You think he's a good price at 4 to 7?
I think he's a good price at 4-7. I do. I think if it wasn't the festival, he'd be probably 4 to 11 maybe, be more like it. I think there's zero opposition. I just think if he does everything right, he will win, and I'll be on him anyway.
Johnny, 4-7, Majesbury is a good price. The ultimate handicap chase. And Johnny, it's a big couple of minutes for you, because I've been obviously sharing the screen with you quite a lot on the last fortnight or so, and plenty of preview nights, and we've spent a lot of time together. I can only apologise. And like you're changing man a lot.
I fancy
the changing man. I'm hearing a lot from you.
The one thing I wouldn't. Maybe scenarios where I wouldn't fancy him is if Majesbury gets beat. This changing man won't win then. He won't win. Because once you're in a hole, you won't be getting out of it back in one of those yokes. So he's a much better chance if Majesbury does win, in my book anyway. But I'm going to go with him either way anyway. Look, I kind of have to put the Pichogues maybe behind me or whatever. But I do fancy...
Pichogues, that's not a good one now for our British audience.
Yeah, what is the...
I don't know.
It's a kind of... like, I suppose, is it a...
I should know.
What is the English version?
I don't know. I don't even know what it is. But
Pichogue is like you something happens. You like you're
good television. This.
Yeah, you're afraid of something happening.
Oh yeah, okay.
That kind of a thing. Anyway,
Okay.
But look, I'd give him a great chance, a very good chance. I think he's 6-1 is about fair anyway. I think he's the horse to beat. Yeah,
he's one of your strongest handicap fancies of the week. I'm just going to suggest one of the big price here. The short go for Henry de Bromhead and Rachel Blackmore looks to be really nicely weighted. Jumping is a little bit of an issue, but I'd say it's been the plan for a while for the short go. And I know Ireland have a terrible record in this race. I think we have to go back to Doon Dura in 2006 for Ireland's last winner of the Ultimate. I thought the short go was reasonably interesting. Broadway Boy to me is probably my number one, but I thought the short go was interesting. Moving on to the Close Brothers Mares Hurdle.
Yeah.
This will be interesting. Lossiemouth, Johnny. Right, let's put sentiment aside. I know we're both aggrieved that she's not in the big one, okay? Sentiment aside, let's just deal with the cold, hard facts. Is she going to win?
Look, I don't want her to win, but for another reason, you have to have it in the back of your mind that maybe she's missing the Champion Hurdle because she's not going great at home. And
that must be the ultimate reason, is it not?
Well, yeah, I just think that they think this is...
She's bombing at home. She wouldn't be going here, would she?
Well, like if she's not going well at home, there's every chance she won't win here, isn't there? Like,
well,
surely,
yeah.
So for that reason, I wouldn't back her anyway. You know what I mean? I wouldn't back her, but I'm not going to back her anyway. But saying that, if she was at her best, you'd have to think she'd probably win this. But that is a bit of an if. Like, I don't know. Look, I'll be disgusted if she wins the Mares Hurdle in a canter anyway, because she's definitely been in the Champion Hurdle then anyway. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Maybe there's some reasoning behind this decision. I don't know. But look, I couldn't back her for that reason. That there is a possibility that she's not working well, not going well. But saying that if she's not working well, she shouldn't even be here.
Yeah. Okay, so if in your head then, if she's not herself, you're getting value with something else. So what are you taking her on with?
Look, I suppose the obvious one is probably Jade de Grugy.
I think so. I think Jade de Grugy is actually value now.
Yeah. Look, well, there's value for every horse now if there's a cloud over Lossiemouth, you know. Look, on last year's form, it wasn't probably as good a race as this year, but she still did win it in the walk at the same time. Look, I wasn't going to have a bet here, to be honest. July Flora is the one I've on, but I don't really fancy her now. And I see the one Golden Ace is actually diverted into the champion hurdle, which is slightly surprising.
I wondered, was that because Lossiemouth diverted to the mares?
I wouldn't have thought so. I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, she's still up against it in the champion hurdle. Like, there's a mare now that probably had a great chance in the mares hurdle. But probably has no chance in the champion hurdle. But what about it? You know what I mean? That's the way I'd look at it.
Okay, that is the mares hurdle. I thought Jade de Grugy now was drifting out to a kind of a nice each way price where you'll probably get your place part and you have a chance of winning the race.
Exactly.
As well.
Well, if she's 5-1 or in and around that, she's a good price. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, moving on to the big one. It is the champion hurdle. It's at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. Obviously a bit of life was sucked out of the race this morning with Lossiemouth gone, but we've still got 3 big guns. We've got Constitution Hill, Brighter Days Ahead, and State Man. And I know, Johnny, from listening to you for the last 2 weeks, you're really keen on Constitution Hill.
Yeah. No, look, I wouldn't.
It's where he never won the race before the way you talk about him.
You're kind of, as I said before, you're not actually betting on the horse as such. You're betting on his well-being, more or less. And if he is back to his best, there's no betting here, like.
But the vibes are very good, Johnny, aren't they? Everybody you talk to and everybody around the horse, they think he's as good as he was.
Yeah,
you
but
don't.
It's very hard to believe that, isn't it? Like,
I believe it. I think.
With a horse
I kind of do. Yeah.
Issues, I've never seen too many horses come back. Like, even he was able to.
He's never been beaten. Like I know he's issues, but he's always had issues off the track. He's never had issues on the track.
No, of course he's not. But like, he dragged Sprinter Sacker back from the dead, more or less, to win the champion chase. But very few horses can do that. You know what I mean? Very few. It's like the stat. I don't know what kind of stats, but I just know that most horses that miss a year, they're never the same. You know what I mean? They're never the same as they were before they left, anyway. And look, I'm not so sure about Brighter Days Ahead. It's very hard to know, is she completely flattered by that effort at Christmas? It's very hard to fancy Statement. It is. I mean, I don't know.
Could you even lay him at that price?
Who?
Statement.
No, I wouldn't know, because I'd still have my doubts about Constitution Hill. You know what I mean? Okay. Do I want to back Brighter Days Ahead against him? I'm not so sure, but under no circumstances would I back on. But I would definitely have laid him if we had Lossiemouth run for me. I did think she had a chance, and a big chance too. But with her out of it, it makes life so much easier for the jockey and the favourite. Okay. He only has one horse to look at, and I think rather than one, you'd much prefer to have 2 bullets if you were laying him. So if I do lay him now, it'll be small money. Okay.
I just have a feeling his class is just going to prevail. I think he'll probably win Constitution Hill, but it's still going to be a corker. Champion Hurdle, 4 o'clock on Tuesday. Moving on to the penultimate race on the card, the Fred Winter, as it is registered, and a few notable non-runners in here. Willie de Huel is not in here. Market is headed by Stencil, and you've got Total Luck, Johnny, another big one of your handicap fancies.
Total Luck is my one, yeah. I'm not going to go away from him now. I think he's a great chance. It was interesting that heard Joseph O'Brien said the other day, and it looks like the jockey has gone for Mark Walsh's ride and Put Your Hands Together. He's the preview I was at, he was quite keen on that. Over Beyond Our Dreams. Okay. And like Total Luck's form is tied in with Beyond Our Dreams. He just said that Put Your Hands Together is a much better flat horse and all this kind of stuff. So he was definitely, you got the sense that he fancied that more than beyond your dreams or whatever she's called. So I suppose she's dangerous. Look, it's traditionally it's a hard race to back. There has been some funny results. I do think Total Look has a good bit in hand. How much? He'll need to have in hand because he won't be the only horse here coming in with a bit under his sleeve, up his sleeve. But look, I'm going to stick with him. He's probably basement price now, 6-1 at the same time.
Have you backed him yet?
I'm on him, yeah. Oh, he'd resurrect the ship, all right. Even if Mashborough got beat, I'd be in front of him one. But I just find that when you go behind early on in the 7-4 entrance, the other ones don't win afterwards. So look, we'll see. But yeah, I fancy him, but like, would you go in and back him now at 6-1? I'm not so sure. You know?
Okay, that's total. Look, I have no strong opinion in the Fred Winter at all. And the final race on the card is the National Hunt Chase, and I do have a strong opinion of this, Johnny. This is my strongest fancy today. I'm all over Haiti Couleurs. To me, he's still really well handicapped off 135, and you know, people are making the case for transmission against him from their run back at Cheltenham early on in the season. But to me, Haiti Couleurs was up there the whole way. I still think he still would have won in another couple of furlongs, Haiti Couleurs. He jumps, he gallops, he's been laid out for the race. He's had a lovely run over hurdles at Newbury to tee him up for this. I think he's going to take a hell of a lot of beating. I thought 11-2 the other day was real value. I think he's the bet of the day.
Yeah, I think he's a good chance myself, and if you force me, I think he's the one to pick. I wouldn't have him down as the bet of the day, but I do think he's a good chance, and a very good chance. What's more,
well, I'm not really a 4-7 man.
Yeah, I know,
Johnny,
I know. Neither will I be if Mashborough gets beaten. Look, I just think sometimes 4-7 is a good price.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Sometimes 11-2 can be a bad price. You know what I mean, or a good price. Who knows? Like, I think he has a good chance. Haiti Couleurs in a race that I won't be having a play in myself at the same time. No, I think we'll have our...
Will you do me a favour then? Will you cheer on Haiti Couleurs for me?
I will, yeah, from the car park, probably, yeah.
You won't be up my shoulders around?
No, I won't be hanging around for that, I don't think.
So, Haiti Couleurs is my strongest fancy on Tuesday in the National Hunt Chase. For you, Johnny?
My strongest fancy
on Tuesday.
Oh, it's definitely Mashborough, but like it's
really?
the shortest price one. But I do fancy the Changing Man and Total Look.
It's big day for you.
It is because I fancy very few horses in the other handicaps for the rest of the week.
But just
the two on the one day, you know.
Well, the very best of luck, and that's what's happening this week on Tuesday. So now, folks, it's time for the deadline day transfers. I'm going to do my best Jim White impression. I should have worn yellow, but I didn't. You can be Natalie Sawyer, Johnny.
It's all right,
okay, here we go. Deadline day transfers. We've picked our squads. We're allowed to get 2 out of the squads.
Oh, good.
We would like a few more to get out, probably.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring 2 in. Okay, Johnny, you're first up. Who are you getting rid of, first of all?
I've had 3 or 4 dead ducks, so I've Kate Doughty out of the Supreme
gone.
And In the Pocket is not going to be running in the Arc.
No.
So the 2 definite not.
Okay, so they're gone. Okay, so who's your first transfer?
My first transfer is Diva Luna in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle on Thursday. Yeah, I think that has a chance.
14-1, Johnny.
Yeah. Like, the ground is going to be drying here. Like, this is a beautiful day today. And like, if we get 2 or 3
You had your
days,
togs on earlier.
Yeah, I had, yeah. I had a good swimming. I'm actually doing the one man and a dog with a few of the sheep. The other thing, you get them into the pen.
Yeah.
I'll be doing that later on, yeah. A few disobedient fellas in there now. Anyway, I go with Diva Luna. I think better ground is going to be the key to her. I think it's an open race now, to be fair. It is an open race. I think the top end of the market's weak. I think something will win it from about, say, 8-1 up to 14-1.
Okay.
And I heard Ben Paulding talking about her lately. I'd say she wasn't even right all the year. She's coming.
Because she's a low rating for a race like that, like.
Which,
you know what I mean? Like, she's rated very low. Like,
but she still beat that Jubilee Alpha, bolted in against her in the bumper in the entry last year.
Absolutely.
Like, she hasn't shown what she can do over hurdles. Surely, like, she's a brilliant jumper.
Yeah.
And yet jumped like every hurdle like a stag in Sandown. Yet still managed to lose. You know. But he said that she got bogged down in the ground. It was much too heavy. Shouldn't have ran her. And I just think that, look, a horse that she's built plenty pace. I think drying ground would suit her. I just think she has a good chance in a tough race. You know what I mean?
Diva Luna, 14-1 for Johnny in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle. And your second transfer, Johnny?
And my second, I'm going to stay with Ben Paulding.
Oh, yourself and Ben, best buds?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to stay with Ben Paulding. The very next race, the Jack Richards Novices Handicap Chase. Now, I fancy this a good bit more than Diva Luna.
Wow.
I fancy Pickrock. I think it has a great chance. Yeah, I do. He's another horse that he's a maiden over fences. But he's taken he took his time to. I don't think he ever won a bumper, but he took his time to win over hurdles, and he's taking his time to win over fences. But he's just coming right, and I have a feeling he's well in here off his rating. I think he's 137. He's getting weight off horses that he carry anyway. Now there's going to be horses here that are going to be well handicapped themselves. Like I don't think he has 15 pounds in Henderson, but he could have single figures in hand at the same time, and he'd definitely run well that horse. So I think he's a great chance. He's 14-1 as well. I'd expect him to be very close. 2
14-1 shots for Johnny the Lean. Diva Luna in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle, and then Pickrock and the Jack Richards. Novices Handicap Chase completes Johnny's squad. So my two, unfortunately Delta Work is no longer with us, so he's coming out of the cross-country chase, and also Il Atlantique. I'm taking Il Atlantique out of the Brown Advisory. What was I thinking, Johnny? Putting Il Atlantique into any festival squad. But anyway, we learn from our mistakes. Well, you do anyway.
I know we make mistakes every day. I'm have to make a few today even.
So my first selection, Johnny, I just want to get a winner in there, right?
Okay.
So you know the way it leaves the pressure,
Right.
of the blank. I'm fearing the blank. No, it's not Gallop in the Shop. It's actually Constitution. No. I'm going for Haiti Couleurs. I've spoken about him already. 5-1 Bet365. I think Haiti Couleurs is a horse who has got everything in his favour for the National Hunt Chase, and I'm hoping I have a decent enough record in that race, Johnny. I fancy Manila Rocco when he won, fancy Corbus Cross last year, and I think Haiti Couleurs has what it takes to take out the finale, the nightcap on Tuesday. 5-1 Bet365 Haiti Couleurs. And there's going to be groans, Johnny. I know the sun is shining, but there's frost forecast, and they're putting more water on the new course than they are on the old course, because they mightn't be able to water for the rest of the week because of the frost. And I'm hoping the frost will get into the ground. Add it with the water, more water that they're putting on the new course, and the fact that this is the first chase on the new course, I have to get Caldwell Potter in there, because I know you disagree, but I think he's well handicapped, and I know he has issues, but he's rated 146, and he's better than 146 rated horse. I think the run at Windsor was much better than people give him credit for, and I think 16-1. There is a little bit of rain forecast Thursday as well, so hopefully there's a bit of rain Thursday morning.
But is it going to be cold over here?
Yeah, cold, 8 degrees, 7-8 degrees.
Jeez, you wouldn't think that today, would you?
I know you wouldn't, but Johnny, weather can change.
I know that, yeah.
Just because it's
I brought
Sunday.
over 2 coats, and next day you walk around today in my underpants.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Looking at this weather, you'd say it can't be that cold here, anyway.
Yeah, it's to get cold, Johnny.
Yeah, maybe.
Better believe it. And there's frost forecast. So hopefully there'll be enough cut in the ground for Caldwell Potter to prove all you people wrong in the Jack Richards Novices Handicap Chase 16-1 with Bet365. So there you go. My 2 additions to my festival squad are Haiti Couleurs in the Novice, Haiti Couleurs in the National Hunt Chase, and Caldwell Potter in the Novice Handicap Chase on Thursday. That is myself and Johnny's 2 transfer deadline day signings. So let's take one final look at our final squads for the 2025 Cheltenham Festival. Johnny, you have I'd say you've a solid chance of beating me. I'd say you're gone favourite and running now. We were talking a few weeks ago, and you said, you know what, you're beaten this year, that I'm going to beat you. But I think you're a strong favourite and running.
I don't know. Anything could happen in Cheltenham. You know what I mean? Anything could happen.
Well, you've got Dino Blue in there at 9-2.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Dino Blue is a cert at this meeting. You know that? I actually think that can't get beat. That's a great price now. Like not 92, but even the price it is now.
Even at 13-8.
There's nothing in that race. There's nothing in it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You went from nothing to nothing.
Nothing, there. Whatever. Yeah. Well,
whatever you have in your head. Nothing exactly. Or nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah. Exactly.
So you've Dino Blue at 9-2. You've Factor File of 15-2. You've Total Luck at 12-1. You have got a nice team. Are you happy?
Yeah, look, I definitely have chances, squeaks, of having winners. Sure, one winner, double figures, and I'm out of trouble. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, even if Factor File wanted to take the dirty look off it, wouldn't it? Like, you know what I mean? Tell
me this, Johnny. Would you prefer to beat me in this Festival Squad series, or would you prefer to make a few pounds for the week?
I wouldn't care if you beat me with a stick. I'm joking you. If I make money here, that's the only reason I'm here. Nothing to do with beating anybody. I couldn't care less about beating anybody in these mock competitions. It's what's inside in the poker going on. I'm worried about.
So there you go. That's Johnny's final squad, and my final squad, Lulamba. I'm relying on Lulamba. So please God, if you're listening to Lulamba, you can do the business. 10-1 for the JCB Triumph Hurdle now into almost favouritism. I still think if you're getting 5-2 about Lulamba, I still think that's a great price. And a few other ones like Valgrand, 20-1 in the County Hurdle is into a single figure price now. I think that's got a chance. Romeo Coolio, of course, in the Supreme, tipped up at 12-1 very early in the show, is now into about 6-1. So it'd be a nice start. If Romeo, you'd be in trouble now if Romeo Coolio wins the first.
Yeah, but like I could pull a rabbit out of the hat at any stage.
But you mightn't get a rabbit in there. You could be looking for the rabbit and
might have no winner
beer
as well. Do you know what I mean? But you could have 3. I don't know. Look, as I said, and there's nothing to worry me unduly if I have my own few quid on them anyway. You know.
Okay, there you go. So those are our final squads. Few decent selections in there. Hopefully we'll pluck a few winners. It's going to be interesting. Those are the final squads for the 2025 Cheltenham Festival. So I'm looking forward to the next part of the show. It is DJ versus JD, our weekly charity bet competition where we're raising much needed funds for charity, and it's very important, Johnny. And at the moment, the scores are I'm plus €487.50 after Go Dante did the business in the Imperial Cup. I had 50 quid on him at 8-1. So happy days. Go Dante did the business. And Johnny, and in fairness, you've been unlucky. In fairness, meet me by the sea.
Really.
You were on meet me by the sea.
Yeah, but I'd still be losing.
Look like winning, like.
Yeah,
you know?
look, I thought I was going to win.
You're minus 387.50. So in the words of the great Johnny Dineen, you're looking for a wangaroo.
Yeah.
So what is your wangaroo? 50 quid charity bet for the Cheltenham Festival is?
Mossy Fen Road in the bumper.
Oh, be the Lord, Lamb of God.
Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
Just look, it's hard to know how good it is. It won a point to point. It made plenty of money. Came to Weatherby, they backed it off the board. Probably an ordinary race, but it won with some swagger now. How good it is, I don't know. But I needed a big price horse to get me out of a hole. So I'm going to go with that. Even like, I was looking, even 16-1 is you've that much of a lead in me. Do you know what I mean? Now, the only thing is, I was thinking afterwards, right? You're 487.50 in front, right?
Yeah.
I'm 387.50 behind.
Yeah.
If we both lose our 50, I mean, you'll be plus 437. I'll be mine. If you clear up my mess, we'll be quit.
Your mess, yeah.
and the charity gets none.
I'm mopping up the milk here behind Johnny. Okay, so Johnny, Mossy Fen Road.
Harry Durham.
Durham.
I'd say it's a smart horse with one win. It's a point-to-point win, and it has a bumper win. I'd say it's just kept for this race.
Okay.
It's a dart, but it's look. I've no doubt it's a good horse. How good it is, I've no idea. But it'll probably need to be good. But it has
on the nose, and you're not even going each way.
Each way is no good to me. It has to be on the nostril.
50 quid win on Mossy Fen Road at 25-1 for the Weatherby's champion bumper on Wednesday for Johnny is his charity bet. And I was between one or the other, right? I'm going on Wednesday. Comfort Zone or JPR1, Comfort Zone or JPR1, Comfort Zone or JPR1. I've gone for JPR1, 10-1 Bet365. Was 12-1 just before the show started, so somebody took that. It's now into 10-1. He's rated 156, but just the ground by that stage is going to be obviously pretty decent on the old course. He wants good ground, and I could see him absolutely tanking into contention. And I just go through the race, and I think he's going to be classier, Johnny, than the rest of them. I think he's a touch of class in a race. JPR1, yeah.
Yeah, to me, do you know what? If I owned a JPR1, I'd have ran him in the championship.
Would you?
I would, yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully they don't do that.
No, they won't do it, like. But I just said I would have had a go off. And I don't.
Well, hopefully they're not watching, because
look, he's probably what handicap rate has he got?
156.
Yeah, like you'd love a good 7-pounder on him, wouldn't you? Like to bring him down to 149.
Brendan Powell knows him inside out, though. So
I think a really good 7-pounder to bring that weight down. His weight's massive, but he is a good horse, a really good horse. 50
quid on the nose. JPR1 in the Grand Annual at 10-1, and that is this week's final DJ versus JD. So that is it, folks. That's it for episode 17 of Upping The Ante, our final one before the Cheltenham Festival. It's been a blast, Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So look, and it's the one place that once it starts, the next thing you know, you're packing your clothes to go home. You know what I mean? It's incredible.
All right, Johnny.
How
Jesus
fast it goes.
Christ.
No, but it's so good that it
hasn't even started yet.
But I know, but it doesn't be long gone either. You know what I mean? You know, once you get Tuesday over, you're into Wednesday, and then you're into Thursday.
And you have a few years on me, right? Small few years. You're not that much older than me. Do you still get the butterflies in the stomach on the Tuesday?
Do you know what?
No,
do you know what? I'd love to be making. I'd love to be making a book again here. Like
you'd love to be a bookie, an on-course bookmaker,
like it was 15 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Was that the real?
Oh, that was incredible.
That
was incredible.
As good as it gets.
It doesn't get any better than that, yeah. Wow. No. It was like in my time making a book, there was no either working for bookies or working myself.
Buzz.
Buzz. It was high-end stuff now, you mean? Yeah.
Right, Johnny, well, we can't go back in time, so can we just have a bit of optimism for the weekend, please?
No, I'm looking forward to the same as everybody else, yeah. I'm the same.
But you just wish it was 15 years ago?
Sure, everyone wishes it was 15 years ago.
Johnny, I think you look better now.
I don't know. I don't.
You're aging gracefully.
Derby,
listen, don't worry about bellies. Bellies are grand. Best of luck for the week. It's been a pleasure sharing the screen for you for the last 17 or 18 weeks. We will be back, of course, with a review show, hopefully reviewing plenty of winners over the Cheltenham Festival on the Tuesday after the Cheltenham Festival finishes at 6 o'clock. But until then, I've been David Jennings, he's been Johnny Dineen. Thanks for watching Upping The Ante, and best luck with all your bets this week.